In a small, peaceful village surrounded by green fields and whispering winds lived a girl named Emily. She was 20 years old, with golden hair, ocean blue eyes, and a heart full of dreams. Her life was simple. Her clothes were plain, and her family was poor, but the love in their small home made them rich in joy. Emily had always loved reading. Old books with faded pages and dreamy tales were her escape. She would often sit by the window, watching the horizon, and wondering if something extraordinary would ever happen in her quiet life. One sunny afternoon, Emily went to the village market to help her mother buy vegetables. As she turned a corner, her eyes met someone she had never seen before, John. Tall, well-dressed, and with a soft smile, John looked different from the villagers. His presence was calm, yet striking. Their eyes locked for a second too long. "Sorry," Emily said softly, stepping aside. John smiled. "No, it's my fault. Are you all right?" She nodded shyly and walked away, heart racing for reasons she didn't understand. That night, Emily couldn't sleep. The stranger's gentle voice echoed in her mind. She didn't even know his name, but something about him felt familiar. And far from her knowledge, destiny had just turned its first page. Days passed, but Emily couldn't forget the brief encounter. Then, one morning, as she walked to the riverside with her favorite book, she saw John again, this time sitting on a bench beneath a willow tree. He looked up, surprised and pleased. "You again?" he smiled. Emily smiled back, her nervousness slowly melting. They started talking about books, the village, and dreams. John told her he was visiting his grandfather who owned land nearby. Unlike other city boys, he wasn't arrogant. He listened when Emily spoke, really listened, and she, in turn, found herself speaking more than she usually did. Soon it became a routine. They met at the riverside almost every evening, reading together, laughing softly, sharing thoughts they never told anyone else. John shared his world tales of city life, business dreams, and his strict, status-conscious parents. Emily shared hers, the joy of simplicity, the warmth of her family, and her quiet hopes. One evening, John gently took Emily's hand and said, "I've never felt this kind of peace before. With you, the world feels honest." Emily's heart skipped a beat. For the first time, someone saw beyond her poor clothes and simple home. Someone saw her. Their bond deepened, innocent yet intense, like the calm before a storm no one sees coming. Weeks turned into months. Emily and John were inseparable. The entire village began to whisper about their sweet, innocent love. But they didn't care. In each other's company, they had found something rare, a deep connection of hearts. One golden evening, as the sun dipped low behind the fields, John brought Emily to their favorite riverside spot. The breeze was soft, and the world seemed to pause. He looked into her eyes and said, "Emily, I love you. I don't care about anything else. Will you marry me?" Tears welled up in Emily's eyes, not of sadness, but overwhelming joy. "Yes, John. I love you too. With all my heart," she whispered. They embraced under the orange sky, a promise sealed with pure love. But the storm was just beginning. The very next day, John's parents arrived at the village, having heard about their son's visits. When John told them about Emily, their reaction was cold and fierce. "She's just a poor village girl," his mother said in disgust. His father added sharply, "You're throwing away your future for—" "What? A fantasy?" John stood firm. "She's not just a girl. She's everything I've ever wanted: kind, smart, honest. I love her." But his parents gave him an ultimatum: choose her and lose us. Our support, our name, everything. That night, John and Emily sat together in silence by the river. Emily, her voice shaking, said, "I can't let you lose your family because of me, John." But John replied, "I'd rather lose everything than lose you." The night hung heavy with uncertainty. Love had spoken, but so had the world. Years passed. Life moved on, but some feelings stayed the same. Yet every night before sleeping, he thought of Emily, her smile, her kindness, her strength. The pain of their separation never truly left his heart. One spring morning, as the wind carried the scent of wildflowers, John made a decision. "It's time," he whispered to himself. "I must go back. To her." He knocked on the door. Emily opened it. "Emily," he said softly, his eyes filled with emotion. "I've missed you every single day." Tears welled up in her eyes. She looked at the man she had once loved with all her heart and realized she still did. "Why have you come back?" she asked. "To complete what we started," he replied. "I'm no longer under anyone's shadow. I've built my life, and the only thing missing is you." Emily's hands trembled. She had moved forward in life helping her parents, being the strong daughter, the pillar of her community. But deep inside, she had never stopped waiting. "And your parents?" she asked quietly. "I respect them," John said. "But now, I choose for myself. I've never stopped loving you, Emily, and I never will." A silence followed, not heavy, but peaceful. The kind of silence that wraps around two souls who understand each other. Finally, Emily smiled. They married simply, surrounded by those who truly mattered. John's parents did not attend, but that didn't stop them. Their home was filled with warmth, respect, and shared dreams. Their love had been tested by time, by distance, by society, but it had survived. Because true love never fades. It waits. It fights. And when the time is right, it finds its way back. John had built a successful life in the city. He now owned his own business, lived independently, and had grown into a strong, confident man. John returned to the village. Everything looked the same: the fields, the narrow roads, the small shops. But his heart beat faster as he walked toward the old house at the edge of the village. For a moment, time froze. "John?" she gasped. "Then let's not waste any more time."